my dear friends, Jan of Jan Hicks Creates here, coming to you on January, it is the 3rd, Monday, January 3rd, the first video of the new year, Flosstube number 145. Hard to believe. I'm coming to you on a very cold, crisp day here in Idaho Falls. It is 12 degrees at 11:26 this morning. When I woke up, I think it was around -3, so a little bit different than Hawaii and San Antonio and Sarasota and even Maryland, although I know my friends on the East Coast over in Maryland are getting snow dumped on them as we speak. And my friend Susie is just over the moon about it. Susie, I don't know whether you watch these, but I know you. I know how you feel about snow. So yeah, this is going to be kind of a, let's see, this is going to be my finishes for 2021. This is going to be my plans for 2022 and my haul. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be split into sections for me because I'm going to have to clear out one batch of things and bring in the next batch of things. I've spent the last couple of days kind of organizing my plans for 2022. As always, they're kind of loose, but it works for me. Our trip to Seattle was amazing. There are no words to say how good it was to be with the boys again. Samuel did an amazing job cooking Christmas dinner. Let me just say, the boys got it going on when it comes to cooking. I was just amazed at how well it all came together. He hadn't like timed anything. He just kind of figured out what needed to be done when, and it all kind of came together at the right time. So fantastic. It did snow quite a bit in Seattle while we were there and in Portland. We went down to Pike Market. Didn't spend a lot of time there because it just, most of the places were closed. Seattle doesn't know what to do with snow, which I guess isn't surprising because they don't get a whole lot. So most places were closed. We had an awful time getting food delivered to us in the hotel. People just weren't driving in the snow, and I don't blame them when they're not used to it. We went out to Snoqualmie Falls one day. Weren't able to really walk the trail because it was closed because of ice. We did go down to the lower trail, and we were able to get down to the water there and took some happy snaps and beautiful photos, beautiful setting, just kind of chilled there literally for a while. Stopped in Portland on the way home, met up with Carolyn. It was amazing. That whole time was just a smile in my heart and a smile in my face, going to Acorns and Threads and meeting Janine and the ladies there. I do have a video of that. Carolyn and I kept saying, we need to do a video, but we were just so into what was there and being together. At the end of the shopping, I did do a video though of most of the models on the wall and a little bit of interaction between Carolyn and I. Lots of haul from that trip. Other things on order that they were out of, plans coming out of it. Just an amazing time. So I will be putting the video of the tour probably at the end. I'll have some videos at the beginning of our trip, some of the happy snaps. It was a gorgeous drive over, which I knew it would be. So yeah, what you're seeing, the videos at the beginning were the trip over, some of the things in Seattle, down to Portland. It was pouring rain in Portland when we left. Well, not pouring, but it was raining, and the trip over to the east from Portland, we had been planning on stopping in Hood River. You couldn't even see the mountain. I mean, the clouds were just so low. So we continued on and skipped the stop in Hood River and ended up doing an 11-hour drive over to Boise from Portland, mostly because GPS routed us off of the main highway because the pass from Oregon into Idaho, part of it was showing a road closure, and we just didn't want to take any chances. What we ended up with was, though, all these backcountry roads, 2-lane country roads, some snow covered, some not. The Subaru handled it all like a champ, but it took, instead of, I think it was supposed to be a 7 or 8 hour drive into Boise, it took 11 hours. It was brutal, but we were glad to get home a day early, so we've had a good weekend here. So anyway, that's that. Let's see, one quick admin note, I guess. I've had several of you email me about making sure you got your mailing address for the holiday gift extravaganza gifts. If I don't have your mailing address, if for some reason the email didn't come through, I will let you know one way or the other, probably as a comment on YouTube. I did not get everything mailed before we left for Seattle. There was just too much for me to do. I had to stop mailing, life, right? You will get your gifts, I promise you. I hope to get most of them out today, but emailing me to make sure I got your mailing address doesn't help. So don't email me. If I don't have your mailing address, I will get in touch with you. But I hope to get them out, all of them out. I have most of them out. I think I don't know how many. I'm not going to say a number because I don't know. But anyways, I hope to get them all done. I'll be starting to mail again today. Next business note, Midnight Clear. I did put Midnight Clear out this morning. I had said it would go out in the new year, sometime this year, and it is out. I decided to go ahead and put it out. I have started to stitch on it myself. Oh, wait, let me get my little board. So Midnight Clear is the pattern that I collaborated on with Maria Kutzner. Mystic Meadow Creations is her bag company name, and she did the lovely project bags. Those have all sold, but I am stitching this up for myself. So I have a model here. I am stitching this on 36 count Midnight Ride by XJU Design, using all the called for floss except for the white, the B5200. Trying to get this wrinkle out of it here. I have a ton of just regular white, so I decided to use that instead. And I think it shows up fine. This fabric is so fun. I love the look that it gives this. So I will be working steadily on this to get this model done and framed. Midnight Clear is, though, in my Etsy store. It is already up on Fat Quarter Shop. I have emailed the PDF to, well, I've put it up on ICG, the wholesale site, so it will be going up onto Everything Cross Stitch probably in the next day or so. I've emailed the pattern to the Silk app people, and they will be getting that up hopefully. Well, actually, they have to send it all to Apple first to get Apple's approval. So hopefully in the next week or so, it will be on Silk, and in a day or two, it will be on Everything Cross Stitch for those of you that like the paper patterns. So yeah, that is now available. My website store, I am going to be shutting down probably today. I have saved off in a spreadsheet all of the orders that have come in since I opened it. So if for some reason you do lose the PDF, you can email me and say, hey, I bought this, my computer crashed, I lost my PDFs, can you send it to me again? And I can check that customer order list and make sure, and then send you that PDF. So, that is, I don't know what the website's going to look like once I deactivate my shopping cart, but we'll work out all those details as we go along. Okay, I think that is all the business stuff. So we are going to start with a finish parade. And I have 36 finishes from 2021, I believe that's the right number, 3 of which are knitting, 1 of which I am wearing right now. This is the Abby pullover by my friend Kat. Kitty B Knitting is her business name, and it turned out spectacular. The yarn is a wool called Trenzado, and it's just perfect. It's just what I wanted. Yeah, I love it. So, and it's a super easy knit. So I had the back mostly finished before we left for Seattle. I had to finish the shaping around the neck. So I probably had maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 rows left to do to finish up the back. The front, I got totally knit on the 2-day trip over to Seattle. That's all day knitting in the car. Well, 6 hours knitting in the car basically each day. I think I got the shoulders seamed as well, so then I was able to start picking up for the sleeves. I got the sleeves done on the trip home. So yeah, got it blocked, and here I am wearing it. Love it. All right, my other finishes are not going to be in any particular order because I don't have those kind of organization skills, I'm afraid. But we are going to start with the one right here in front of me, Stronger Together. And I will apologize in advance if I don't remember any of the names and the designers because my brain doesn't work very well sometimes. This is though Stronger Together by Fat Quarter Shop. This is their annual, this was the first of their annual celebrating Black History Month, I believe it is. They are doing another one this year. I do not have the information on that, but this is my finish for last year. And of course, you're going to want to know everything that I've stitched these on, and I'm not going to remember. So I will apologize in advance for that too. I can guess, I'm sure this is a 36 or a 32 count. I believe these were my own colors based on the colors that they used, but not exactly what they used. So that is Stronger Together. A lot of these are not framed, but some of them are, like Florographica. So this is one of my own designs. Florographica is stitched on 36 count old linen by XJU Design with a, these are over-dyed flosses. So that is one of my pride and joys from 2021. Next up is Bayun Cat. This is by Al Forest Embroidery, and this is the kit for Bayun Cat. It's B-A-Y-U-N. I know a lot of people love this. If you're looking for it, it's B-A-Y-U-N. Al Forest has their own website that you can order from, or I think there's an Etsy shop that also sells their kits. So this is Season of the Harvest. My pattern, my fall pattern with NPI silks. And any of my patterns that I mentioned, like I said, you can get on my Etsy shop. You can now get on Everything Cross Stitch. If you want paper patterns, you can get on Fat Quarter Shop. You can get on Silk, the Silk app. And because I am on ICG, various shops are now starting to pick up my patterns. Acorns and Threads is one of them. So if you see a pattern that you like, I would check in to see if your local shop carries it, if you want to buy a paper pattern from your local shop. And if not, suggest that they check me out on ICG and start carrying my patterns. So this is stitched on, I believe this is a 40 count. I'm not sure what linen it is, I don't remember, but it is with the NPI silks. And this, if you get it on Fat Quarter Shop, it's the PDF there, but they do have the silk pack for it. All right, let me go through this stack here. I got one little ornament done from the Crocetta Go-Go Advent calendar. I had hoped to get 2 done in 2021 in December, but that did not happen because there were other things I wanted to get done. I am stitching these all on individual pieces of fabric, just scraps that I have laying around. They aren't even necessarily going to be the same count, and that's okay with me. That is all the called for floss though, just the DMC. This one I'm going to put aside. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and show it because it's here, and Why not? This actually isn't a finish from 2021. It almost was. This had a couple more hours that I had to get done on January 1st before it's a finish, but it's here in my stack, so I'm going to show it. This is Love and Joy by Heartstring Samplery Beth Twist. This is stitched with Vicki Clayton's Brown Rust Silk on tea set fabric by Graham Cracker Fabrics. That is Kitten Stitcher's fabric. 40 count. Did I say that? Now, this chart is only available on the Heartstring Samplery blog as a PDF. She's not going to, if I remember correctly, she is not putting this in shops. But like I said, it was almost a finish. It's actually my first finish for 2022. So, this is my last finish for 2021. This was my next to last finish for 2021. This is the freebie pattern, inspired by the holiday gift extravaganza. This is home. This is stitched with 2 of Vicki's silks. I have them here. I dropped the fabric. The fabric is, I have my little fabric label that I left laying here, and of course I dumped it off onto the floor. This is 28 count Ice Blue Lugana. So it is 2 strands of the silk, and the silk is rubbed sampler teal. That is the lighter blue, and the dark is rubbed darkest mermaid. And I adore this. I will be framing this and putting it upstairs somewhere. These are the colors we painted our home. Close, basically. And then there's this one. Hoity-toity. I did get this done about mid-December. Was very, very thrilled with my progress in December. Just thrilled, period. Hoity-toity is a 2021 finish. GSD 2021, Year of Babs 2021. I am just so thrilled with how this turned out, how my colors look, the fact that I got it done in 2021 since I put that 21 there. I am planning on washing this, but I'm not going to, because I've been working on it for so long, right? I am not going to wash it though until I've taken a sample of all the threads and the fabric and put it in the water first to see if there's any type of running. I am very hesitant. The hand-dyed fabric, the hand-dyed cottons, the dark and bright colors, I am just so hesitant. But because I was working on it so long, I do feel like I need to wash this. It's just such a gorgeous piece. So yeah, hoity-toity is a wrap, and it will get framed in the not too distant future and put someplace where I can see it all the time. I'm going to put that right there so I can look at it all the time. Also done in 2021, and I have to say there are quite a few big ones that got done in 2021, is my sewing box sampler. Haven't gotten this framed yet. Got to, whoops, upside down. I have got to get to the frame store sometime soon because these are just, I have so many I need to have framed, as you will see shortly. And I still have more that were finished before 2021. Sewing box sampler. This is my first reproduction sampler. Adaptation reproduction, since I did change and correct some of the things. But yeah, just absolutely thrilled. This will get put on my sampler wall. This is stitched on, hoity-toity is stitched on 36 count a mystery linen that I've had for ages. And when I mean ages, I mean back in the 90s. I got it early 90s. So I don't know what it is. The tag is long gone. The sewing box sampler is on 46 count. This was Winter White by Seraphim. Gorgeous, gorgeous fabric to work on. One of my other finishes was Let's Do What We Love by Jeanette Douglas. This was made into a project bag by Creative Country Girl, TB, Tammy Blaylock. Love this bag. It is currently housing one of my new starts for 2022, which I will talk about a little later. Stitchography. This was another Fat Quarter Shop stitch along. I totally changed the colors of this. I actually don't know if I put these in my color conversion page yet on my blog, so I need to do that. Again, made into a beautiful project bag by Tammy Blaylock, Creative Country Girl. So I am thrilled with that. Another Fat Quarter Shop stitch along, year-long stitch along, that is also just so cute. Prim Country Stitches. This is stitched over 1 on 25 count Lugana, and I adore it. I need to get it ironed and framed. There's a big crease there in the middle. I think I'm probably going to get some kind of white rustic looking frame for this, but this was so much fun to do, and I was so glad when it was done, so I could move on to other things, because I love everything. La Vie est Belle by Stitches Through the Years. Love her designs. Love this. This is stitched on one of Vicki Clayton's mystery linens. I believe this is a 36 count, and it is the called for over-dyed flosses, because one of the things I love about Stitches Through the Years is her color palettes. She does an amazing job with color. Next is another Fat Quarter Shop, Kaleidoscope by Lori Holt. This is from the book Kaleidoscope. This is on 36 count pewter, I believe it is, with close to the called for. I think it's the overdyed, my overdyed version of the DMC. Love that. Floral Medley 3. This is one of my floral medley pieces. I had planned to do 9 of them. They are based on tiles. I got 3 done and ran out of steam. I don't know whether I'll ever revisit them, but they're kind of a cool, wonky floral type of thing. I actually do not have these on my Etsy store yet. I need to get these on there. And these are stitched, they're all DMC. This is stitched on a 32 count with all the called for DMC. Next up is Ode to a Peacock. Again, gotta get these things framed. This is my design, Ode to a Peacock. This is stitched on the T-set graham cracker fabric again. This is, I believe this is 40 count. Well, yeah, 40 count is what I have. This is 40 count. This is Mrs. Sada's Silks. And she does have a silk set available on her website if you want to stitch with this, with the silks. I do have the DMC conversion also in my pattern. And all of my patterns I try to put, I don't try, all of my patterns have the DMC conversion. So that is Ode to a Peacock. And that is based on the, I'm not going to remember the name. So many of you told me what the name is. The thing that goes on over the back of the chair to protect the chair from the men's oils in their hair that they used to have. Of course, I don't know why you would want to have oil get on a pretty cross-stitch piece instead of the chair. That makes no sense to me. I'm pointing over there because I have it sitting on my little dresser thingy. I don't know what to call that. Dresser thingy that's over there. Another Fat Quarter Shop beauty is Serendipity. This is so pretty. This was their 2021 Make-A-Wish Foundation charity stitch along. And so I chose my own color of fabric, and the flosses, I think they had an overdyed floss set, and that's what I got. But I did it on a deep color of fabric. I think they did theirs on a blue, and mine's more of a gray. They are starting to advertise their next one. It's going to be called Heartfelt. I think it starts in February. So if you're interested in joining in the Make-A-Wish charity stitch along or quilt along, I invite you to check that out. All right, going to turn to a little knitting. This is another project, another design by my friend Kat, Kitty Bee Knitting. This is the Wilson Ruana. It has not been blocked yet. Now that I have that room pretty much set up over there, I will get this blocked. See, it's just a bunch of rectangles, but the lace will block out amazing once it's blocked. Blocking changes lace. The other knitting piece I got done was The Nights That Say Nee by Mary Annarella, Lyrical Stitches. This is the wrap. I couldn't do this one, block this one, until I have a long place cleared out on my floor. And actually, there's a bathroom right here where I'm plan on, soaking my things, my knitted things for the blocking, because it's right here. But I think the sink is going to be too small. It was barely big enough for this sweater. It might be too small for this, for the wrap. All right, next finishes. This is the set. Just showed these in my last video, but you get to see them again. And yes, I'm smiling because they just turned out so amazing. And no, I haven't started to sew them together yet. Seasons in Lace. Seasons in Lace Winter. Seasons in Lace Spring. Seasons in Lace Summer. And Seasons in Lace Fall. I am, like I said, I'm just thrilled with how those turned out. Some of you are doing summer in green instead of the purples, and I love seeing how that's coming out. Just so pretty. Speaking of pretty, my wonky idea for a pattern that so many of you love. I just am so glad there's so many of us that enjoy the same vibe. Meditation Garden. This started with the maze and grew from there. All the different borders, because having all the same border on a piece, doing all the same border, bores me to tears. And there's nothing worse than a bored stitcher, because then you start all kinds of different things. Anyways, Meditation Garden. One of my friends in my Facebook group changed this out down here where the cherry blossom tree is and the birds, to put a picture of her dog. She lost her dog, and she made this a memorial to her dog. So she put an image, well, she found a stitched image of her dog that she could use, and then put his birth date and his death date. And she made it a memorial piece, and she made it her own. And it was beautiful. I mean, just so touching to see something like that. Gotta get this puppy framed. One of my early finishes in 2021 was Winter Quaker, again by Stitches Through the Years. I own all of her Quaker ones. Eventually they will get done. Again, her colors are so scrumptious. Winter Quakers. And if you're interested in, I know I haven't been saying the, and I don't think I used the called for colors on this. I found what I had in my stash that was similar. But if you're interested in the fabric, I know I haven't been saying the fabric for all of these, but if you're interested in those, please look on my Etsy shop. I do have all of that information listed for all of my patterns. Recent finish, start from Mania 2018, Louise and Henry from Little House. I think it's Little House, not Country Cottage. Thrilled with that one. This is Little Bits of Christmas. I remember the name. I actually didn't remember it when I started the video, and it came to me. This is by Drawn Thread, Little Bits of Christmas. Frame is from Amazon, Barnwood frame. Yeah, love that. I think this is a 36 count. Might be one of R&R's, I don't remember. With probably not the called for, but close to the called for. Winter Cottages. This is one of my Cosmo floss designs from Fat Quarter Shop. They do have the floss packs still available, I believe. Perfect stitch for this time of year. So sweet. I had seen, for this one, I had seen a mixed media project of like little houses hanging from a branch. And I just thought that would be cool to do as cross stitch. The Aviary. Tropical Birds. I was channeling Hawaii again when I did this. So bright colors, bright birds. Yeah. That was a quick little stitch. The Earth Laughs in Flowers. Spring is my favorite season. This is another Cosmo design. So again, Fat Quarter Shop has the floss packs if you're interested. There is also a DMC conversion. But I just wanted to celebrate all the spring flowers with this one. And this seems to be last but not least, I think. Friend to All. This is, I think this was my first NPI design for Fat Quarter Shop. So just very samplerish. Inspired by the vintage samplers that are out there. Kind of like stamped cross stitch. So, that went fast. That is all my finishes. I am going to look at my notes. Okay, I'm going to clean up this mess, and then I will be back with my mess for my plans for 2022. So stay tuned. Okay, I am back. I have other piles around me. I have to tell you guys, whenever my son Ben got here, you know, he came in here first from Orlando, and then we all drove together to Seattle, and we were showing him around the house. And when we walked into this room, my stitching room, he looked around and he said, "Oh, there's a lot going on in here." I was like, "Yep," and I love it. So yeah, there's a lot going on in here, and there's a lot of piles around me. So plans for 2022. Again, very loose. I want to touch all of these. There's ones that I hope to get finished, but of course, all of these get kind of off to the side whenever I'm designing, whenever I'm stitching on something that I design. Now, having said that, I will say what I try to do with my designing, if I can stay on track and organized, is stitch during my work hours. So 9 to 5, basically, more like 11 to 4 by the time I get my butt going. And then in the evenings is when I stitch on everything else. So let's get started. And again, not in any particular order because they're just in piles. So we are going to start with patchwork. This is Jan Haltman's, and I would dearly love to have this finished this year. Still have a lot to go on it. I am doing this in a rainbow type of play, a diagonal rainbow type of play with Mrs. Seda silk. So trying to use as many of her silks as possible in this piece. Yeah, so it's a bunch of, for those who might not know this, it's a bunch of Quakerish designs, borders, just all kinds of beautiful motifs spread across the fabric. And like I said, I'm going to be doing it in a rainbow type of, he uses all different colors. I will be using all different colors too, but there will be more of an order to it than what he has. So anyways, I would love to get this one finished, but there's an awful lot to work on it yet. But this will be my focus piece, like Hoity Toity was my focus piece in 2021. I believe this is a 36 count, just a regular antique white linen, nothing real fancy there. I actually had put all of the silks away, so I will need to pull them out again as I get started back on this. Yeah. New starts. Let me go ahead and tell you my 2 new starts so far for the year, and then I'll get into other ones. So let me start with this one. I had mentioned to you that I was going to start Long and Winding Road by Blackbird Designs because it's just so appropriate for the road that Mike and I have been on over the past couple of years, really. So I did get that started on January 1st. I am using Vicki Clayton's silk conversion for this. And this is a 40 count fabric from Kaniki's Prims and Whims. This is a new haul piece, but I started using it before I showed you because I'm just a rebel like that. So you can see I just got a little bit of the road done, the path, and then a little bit of a vine there. Now, why I picked this fabric, let me dodge out of your view for a second and pick up the rest of it. So like I said, this is from Kaniki's Prims and Whims. I believe she posted on Facebook, I believe these were like odds and ends that she was selling, and I happened to get a couple of them. And one of them was this. It's called Dirty Old. So as you can see, very grungy, very stained. And I thought, you know, I think that would be perfect for the Long and Winding Road because our road has been kind of difficult and stressful and grungy and not very neat and tidy. I did try to find a piece of the fabric though and position it so that the road itself is going to come down here where there's this kind of stained part, and then the house portion will be kind of up in one of the clearer parts. So I think that will be, so the house will sit kind of in this white opening up here. So I think that will be really cool. And I think it's, you know, most people looking at it won't get that kind of connection, but you know, it's for me. And so when I see it, that's what I'll think of. So anyways, this is going to be one of my hour a day pieces. I would love to get this done in January. We shall see. Then my other new start, and I am totally insane for doing this, but I felt I had the fear of missing out again. I loved Linen and Threads Stitch Along last year. I did not participate, and I believe that was the right decision, but I decided to go ahead and give it a go this year. So they just posted January, and January is all the border, and it's a lot of border. I decided to stitch it using, hold on, I always have to seem to be reaching to get something else, huh? With one of Mrs. Sada's silks, and this is one of the big skeins, and I just put it on my winder and wound it into a ball. I believe this is hydrangea, but the tag is gone. Isn't that gorgeous? Just so pretty. So pretty. So I wound it into a ball, and I'll just be cutting off lengths as I need them. I'm not worrying about where colors fall. I want this to be an easy just stitch, just not worry about anything but picking up the thread and stitching. I am stitching this over 1 on 28 count dapple by Picture This Plus. You can see up there in the corner I have a little tiny bit done, and I hope with the grime guard you can kind of see that okay. It's just so pretty, this fabric, this color. So yeah, I am pretty darn sure I'm not going to stay caught up. I don't see that happening, but I'm going to work on it as I can. It will stay propped up here someplace, so it will stay in my mind. And as you can see, I did put it on the Q snaps. I don't usually do that. Because I'm stitching it over one, I can't do my sewing method, but I still want to be as quick as possible when I'm stitching. That's kind of my theme no matter what I'm stitching. Get it done as quickly as possible. If I'm stitching over one in hand, it's just slower because this hand is holding the fabric and I have to pull and poke with this hand, you know, under the fabric, pull over the fabric. So having it on a Q snap and sitting on in my lap stand, I can stitch two-handed. And so that keeps me moving along a little faster. Not as fast as when I stitch with the sewing method, but better than nothing. Okay, so back to these. Do, Re, Mi. This is one I hope to get done, and I am pretty sure I should be able to get it done this year. This, I believe, was another Mania start in 2018, and it is a color converted piece. I did not do the color conversion myself. I got it from somebody else. This color conversion is on my blog. And I do have the name there of the person that originally posted this. So this is more of a rainbow. I seem to be into rainbows. I wonder why. This is more of a rainbow look than the original. The original has much more muted colors. So there's Do and Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. I won't sing it. But my mother and I sang it all the time, and that's why I'm doing this, because it reminds me of my mother. We love the sound of music. And so this is one of my tribute pieces to her. Each one of these little pieces does not take long to do at all. This is I believe a 28 count, maybe a 32 count even weave, 2 strands of whatever floss, and this is, you know, again, the conversion. So this is another hour a day piece, and I believe if I can keep up with this, I should be able to get this done by the end of, no, I was thinking by, I don't remember what I thought. Do I have it on here? An hour every day until finished. There you have it. So I'm gonna get this done probably by the middle of the year, if not sooner, if I keep up with it. But anyways, Do, Re, Mi by Silver Creek Samplers. What just fell? This just fell. This goes in here. So yeah, you know, you're going to hear a lot of hour-a-days as I'm going through this, but most of that is going to be, well, when this one finishes, then the next one gets put in the hour-a-day category, because there's only so many hours in a day. Which pile do I put it on? Next, we have Narnia. I would love to get Narnia done this year as well. I need to have a sample of this stitched in my colors. So that's why this is going to get as much priority as I can give it, along with the other work stitching that I have to do. I'm not going to set a time frame when I hope to finish it, but I do hope to finish it this year. If you remember, I started this over. The original one got wet and bled out, if you pardon the expression. Yeah, all the colors, all the dyes bled. So I started this over. This is Mrs. Sada's Silks again in Oxide and Midnight, and I am stitching this on a 36 count. It's called Milk and Honey by Fiber on a Whim, and it's a gorgeous fabric, and it's this, I just love the look of the blue and the gold, the midnight and the gold on a creamy fabric. Just gorgeous. So that will be getting finished at some point this year. I don't know when. Next, I also have plans to continue with Christmas. I love the look of Christmas ornaments and Christmas smalls. I'm actually quite jealous of all of you that have so many pretty Christmas ornaments to hang on your trees. So I am going to keep going with Christmas every month. The first one I need to get finished though, and this isn't an ornament of course, is Home for Christmas by Plum Street Samplers. I got this kit on Stash Unloading. This was an exclusive to, I believe, Dying to Stitch a couple years ago. This pattern is now out in stores. Once I finish this, my pattern is going to my friend Ann Stitchora. So that's why I want to get it finished so I can pass it on to her and she can have the fun of stitching it. These borders, that's a lot of stitching in these borders. And this is another hour a day. See, I told you the hours start to add up. It might not quite be every day, but this will get consistent stitching so I can get it done and pass it to Ann. Hi, Ann. All right. Oldest Whip. You've seen it. You love it. I love it. I want to get it done and hanging somewhere because it is just too gorgeous to have stuck away. It is my, what is the real name of this? English Carpet Silk Gauze Piece. This is by Maureen Appleton of The Heart's Content. And I had been working on it fairly consistently while we were still in the RV, and then I stopped and put it away, and I haven't pulled it back out. So this will be a Sunday hour-a-day piece. I think that's what I was working on it before, and that's what I will continue. I have actually on my notes, I'd like to finish it this year, a couple hours every weekend. So we shall see. Yeah, there's quite a bit of stitching left on that, but I love it. It's just so gorgeous. And when I can actually sit and stitch on it, I feel like I make progress, or I can actually see the progress. So there is that one in my old Just Cross Stitch folder, which I've shown before. Next is my project bag from Lynn Ambrosino, a friend from many years ago and today. So this is actually, I don't even know whether I put this on here because I pulled it out and said, you know, I want to get more work done on this and didn't note it on my list. Let me find the page so I can make sure I have the thing right. Ink Circles, Seasonal Sun Sign. Remember that one? I would like to get more progress done on it. I just have about half of the first square done. So this is over one on a, I think this is 25 count Lugana, just a white Lugana. So yeah, I think that needs more attention. Maybe I'll get the first square done. I don't know. You know, those of you that are actually able to say, I'm going to get this square done in these 2 weeks, just amaze me. I don't think it's that I don't have the discipline. I just don't have the ability to say, I want to get this part done, and actually have it happen. I don't know. All right. I want to get this one done this year. I have this as my focus in June and an hour a day piece. It is my June Prairie Schooler being stitched over one on a 28 count linen by, I believe this is a Perman, one of Perman's linen. I don't remember the name. So another hour a day when some other hour a day gets finished, and then focus piece for June, because I would like to finish this cutie. I would like to do all of the seasons over one, different colors of fabric, but over one. I don't think I even own all of the months yet, but it's a goal. All right, this is another one I want to get finished this year. See, I told you, it starts to add up. By the Bays, Stitch Along from 2019, I believe. D's Nuts, Dee is nuts, but she's nuts in a wonderful way. I forget her number on the end. But anyways, out in Hawaii, we started this together. She finished hers. I did not. So this is summer, and then I have fall just about done over here on the side. And it seems to me that I was having a problem with fall down here someplace, and I put it away. And I must have gotten it out and fixed it, but I don't recall. Because when I picked it up to stitch on it the other day, I tried to find an error and I couldn't. So I must have fixed it, but then never went any further with it. So what I would like to do is work on it in season. So not necessarily an hour a day, but pick it up here and there in order to finish like winter. We're in winter now, right? Oh boy, are we in winter now. Get this done, get winter done in winter, and then summer in summer. That gives me 3 months, right? And get this baby done this year. Then I have the center to do, and Donna Bayless of By the Bay Needle Arts offered several different options for the center. One of which is just seasons, I think. And I'll probably do that one because that would be the easiest and then it would be done. But anyway, this is being stitched on 35 count raw linen. Not the called for, my own conversion. I don't know if I have this on the blog yet. So much catching up to do on that as well. There's only so many hours in a day. So yeah, that will get some attention here and there. Hopefully get a finish. Hold please. Throat's getting raw. Speaking of raw linen, right? Okay. Next we have, this is just so gorgeous. Let me pull out the picture. I'm not showing the pictures for all these because they're not necessarily convenient, but this one is the Smith Sampler by the Scarlet House. I saw this as a model stitched at Stitches of the Heart in San Antonio. Stitched on, I believe this is straw. Weeks Dye Works straw. 40 or 46 count. I don't remember which now. And I had to do it on that. This is some of the called for colors, but not all, because not all of them were available. So I just used what I could find that was close. But I think this is so scrumptious. I'm not going to say a finish for this one because there's still an awful lot of stitching to do on this, but I really do hope to get a good chunk of it done. And again, on the scroll rods, I can work two-handed and keep it looking really pretty and in front of me. And it'll be up here on the ledge behind me to remind me that it's there and I need to work on it. Yes. This is History of Sheep. I need more things for my sheep wall, right? This is about a quarter of the way done, so I still have a lot to go. I would love to get this finished this year, but that was probably asking for a lot considering everything else. But History of Sheep by Jardin Privé. This is being stitched on 32 count linen. I don't know what the linen is off the top of my head. And I am stitching it with one thread, the called for DMC, over the 2 linen threads. And yeah, this makes me happy. They all make me happy. Who am I kidding? So many different styles, just all so pretty. I don't plan on doing Mania this year because I want to get so many of these done. I'm not necessarily doing no new starts, as you've seen, right? I've already started a couple. But I'm not going to do a ton of new starts. I am going to do some other ones that I'll show you here in a second. But I don't want to go crazy with new starts because I want to get things done. Oh, that goes with the Smith Sampler. Okay. Four Seasons Belle Pool. so pretty. Let me pull this out. This is from the Just Cross Stitch magazine from April 2003. It is a design by Nancy Rossi for Cooler Design Studios. So this pattern is available both as a paper pattern and as a PDF on Cooler Design Studios. Even though I have the paper pattern and I started working, I have it printed out, a working copy on a clipboard, I decided yesterday to go ahead and buy the PDF. Their patterns are compatible with Pattern Keeper. I haven't put it in there yet because it'll just make it so much easier to see all of those, all the symbols, to read it, to zoom in. It just makes it so much easier to stitch. So I haven't actually put it into Pattern Keeper yet, but before I work on it again, I will. My plan for this is an hour, maybe on Sundays, and then a focus piece, focus on it. Where did that go? On this in the summer. I am up to the summer on this. So spring is done. So I'm starting on summer with those leaves. So that's why it's going to be a focus piece in the summer. I don't have a plan or a thought of how much I'd like to get done this year. I'm just going to get some more stitches in it, basically. And with Pattern Keeper, I know it'll go a lot faster than with the paper pattern. It's still quite a bit of confetti, and there's still a lot of, you can see I started doing the back stitch up there at the top. I need to continue to do back stitch every time I pick it up, so I don't, my plan was to not wait to do the back stitch all at the end. So, if I could get just some of these done, that'll just make me feel so much better about my whip pile. There's still quite a few there, of course, but every little bit helps. All right, here's another English Garden one. I have this to finish this year. So this is a Liz Turner deal. And I do have to say that each one of the sections does not take long. There is not a lot of stitching in each of these. So if I really applied myself, there is a chance that I could get it done. Lots of specialty stitches, which I love. So I have the first top two knot gardens done. And then part of the border. This is all DMC, and I am using the called for DMC. And I believe this is a 32 count linen as well. So, maybe a finish, maybe not. Get as much done as I can. And then we shall see. Here's another hour a day finish this year. This is a smaller one. This is another magazine one. Oops, just pulled out all the floss. And this is a total my own conversion. This is from April 2003. So maybe the bell pull is from a different month. I had April 2003 in my mind. Small house. So I started doing this when we were in an apartment. I think this was another 2018 start. And of course now we've gone from a small house to a large house. But there's just as much love. So, totally not my colors in the one shown. Totally changed the colors. This is vintage navy bean fabric, 40 count. So you can see, changed the house to blue. I forget what color I decided for this, for the little house. This is the big house. So yes, still have quite a bit to do on this. An hour a day gets things done whenever they're smaller things. I hear you. Only so many hours in a day. Oh, and this one, so I have some of the colors still in my little pouch here, but some of them got robbed for other projects. So one of those is the roof. So the roof color that I have down here, I think it was a Victorian motto, something cocoa. I couldn't find it. It's not in on my rack. It's in a project bag somewhere, and I wasn't going to search for it. So I just pulled out a different up here, a different color brown. You can see it's a little darker. I will probably then pull out the brown from that lower roof and redo it with the new one that I'm using. Such is life. I'll fix it. Or I'll leave it, because maybe that one, it's in the shadow of the tree. Oh, look, Simlin decided to leave itself on me. It's in the shadow of the tree. Maybe it has moss on it. Maybe it weathered differently. You know, these things happen in a house. I have no problem with that logic. So pretty. So pretty. This is one that I found on my bobbin. Yeah. This is Vitreous Art number 2. There are actually 3 of these. I think I have 2 and 3, or maybe 1 and 2. I don't remember. So this is 2. So pretty. And I have that big vase just about all stitched. So yeah, there's quite a bit still to do on this. What do I have down for this one? Where is it? I know it's here somewhere. Even when I'm making plans, oh, there it is. Focus in the summer and fall. So don't plan to get it done, but in the summer and the fall, I hope to put some stitches in on it. This is on a 32 count fabric. This is the one that I started on 36 count. This is Tycho, I believe. Teal, I think you gifted this to me. When I started it on the 36, I hadn't realized that there are some blended stitches on this. And 36, I was using 1 thread. So of course that doesn't work when you're blending stitches. So I had to start it over again and on the 32, so I could use 2 strands of thread. I look at these project bags. I just went through them yesterday and the day before, and I still look at them and say, I don't have the faintest idea what's in that. This is the pomegranate sampler. This was my Black November sampler start. This is the pomegranate sampler by Fox and Rabbit. And I just have the pomegranate done. I don't know that I'll work on this a whole lot, but I would like to get some more stitches into this because it's so pretty. So it's just, I put it in the pile thinking, you know, when I feel like it, I'll pull it out, basically. This is being stitched on Frozen by Forbidden Fiber Company. And I believe this is a 40 count, possibly a 36. So we'll see. I want to make some progress. I don't know how much or when, but it's in my pile. Next we have so pretty. I can't hold it up real close because I have it the opposite way on my scroll rods because the fabric is so long and I don't have scroll rods long enough. This is Luz Gonzalez by Samplers Remembered. This is being stitched in the called for Avera Soie. I have this down as whenever I feel like it. Mostly probably on Sundays. Sundays is when I kind of like to do my fancier stitches, if that makes sense. My dress-up stitches. So again, this will be kept out on my ledge to remind me that I have it. And for those that aren't familiar with Luz Gonzalez, this is a Spanish sampler. Let me dig out the picture and show you. It's just so amazing. Isn't that gorgeous? So yeah, that needs some love. I do not plan on finishing this year, but it does need some love. I would like to get that big flower in the middle done there. We'll see. There's an awful lot of Bargello still on the top row. And I feel like I need to have it on the scroll rods in order to keep a good tension with the Bargello. So that's one of the reasons why it's on the scroll rod. Okay, next up, we have my chatelaine. And this is probably my next oldest whip. I actually don't know if the silk gauze piece or this one is the oldest. I got this as a Christmas present. I will say, actually the silk gauze piece is, because I got this as a Christmas present probably in the early 2000s. And then I wasn't stitching very much because I was knitting more. I don't know how much of this you can really see. But again, let me pull out the picture as I'm talking. It's not the best picture, of course. Taj Mahal mandala. Again, I have it on the thing so I can see it every day, the Q snap, so I can have it out and I can see it. This will be another Sunday stitch for an unknown amount of time. Just, well, all of mandalas, all of chatelaines patterns are gorgeous, right? Again, not a planned finish for this year because there's still so much stitching, but I do want to keep consistent on stitching on this one so I can get it done, because it's been sitting around, not finished, not hanging on my wall for long enough. Okay, and then the other ones, hold please, that I want to touch on and off through the year are my full coverage. So Farewell to Anger has a good chunk of it done, right? But not really a good chunk when you consider how big these things are. I really just want to get stitches in on all of these. So that is Farewell to Anger. This one, and let me, as I'm talking about them, I want to show you pictures. So, oh. You know, I never look at the freebie mandalas, the freebie bookmarks anymore. I need to start doing that. Okay, this is, again, Cross Stitch Collectibles. It's a mandala from the, that I originally discovered as one of the bookmarks and then decided I needed all of it. It is named Mandala 8. And I'm having trouble seeing what I'm showing you here. So, isn't that gorgeous? Mandala 8. So, full coverage except around the edges, I guess. And I have one of those little petals started, at least. I would love to put some more stitches in on this. It's so pretty. Won't get finished, but it needs some more stitches in. So that's that one. The next one is one of mine. This one is called Colorful Balloon. And, you know, I don't have, this is a full coverage. This is from our trip, a actual hot air balloon that we took a ride in when we were in Santa Fe in 2013, I believe. I don't have my full coverage patterns up on my Etsy store yet. Mostly because they weren't the best sellers in the world. This, though, is the start of my colorful balloon. This is, I started in the upper left corner. So just a teeny tiny start there to this. So yeah, I would love to get some more stitches in on this one. I'm just glad that I found the fabric, that I found it, because I hadn't seen it in a while. And then the last full coverage one that I'd like to get some stitches in. This is another Heaven and Earth design. So let me go back to Dropbox and find Heaven and Earth designs. I have folders for all my different designers. And this is Balmy Spring Day. This is one I started with Carolyn. Again, I started in the upper right corner, not left. I started in the upper right corner of this one. So pretty, right? Reminds me of a street in Stonington, Connecticut, which is one of my favorite places on earth. And that's what I have done of that. So yeah, not going to be a finish. Just would like to get some more stitches in on it. All right, so that is all of my plans for my whips. Let me make sure, is that all of them? That's all of them. New starts. So I showed you Long and Winding Road and the Linen and Thread Stitch Along. The other ones I want to start are, okay, oh. Don't you love it when you find a piece of random thread sticking outside of a project? It's like, I don't know where you came from. You're covered with fur. Into the garbage. Okay. So, first, After the Roses. This is another one I'm going to blame on Stitches from the Heart. They had a model of this on 56 count. I've never stitched on 56 count. It's tiny. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I believe it's, I don't have the tag here. Oh, it's on the bag. Hold on. It is Parchment by Weeks Dye Works, 56 count. So that is what that looks like. And I am getting, well, I asked Vicki Clayton to do a thread conversion, a silk conversion for me for this. So I'm waiting on that. She must have a list. She said, I'll put it on the list. So I don't know when it's going to get done, which is fine because I'm not quite ready to start this. But this is such a gorgeous pattern. I really want to see how I do on 56 count. So this will probably get started sooner rather than later when I get the silks in. Next, we have Winter Rose Manor. This lovely design by Brenda Gervais. And I am stitching this on another new piece of linen. This is from Hobby House Needleworks. It is 36 count old stationary linen by Seraphim Designs, Seraphim Fabrics. And this fabric is stunning. It is a gorgeous, scrumptious brown with maybe an overtone of pink to it. Just absolutely gorgeous. So this is what I'm going to be doing Winter Rose Manor on. This is a new piece of fabric to me, so yes, you haven't seen it yet. Yes, I pulled it out and I put it in my thing before I showed it. And then I am using, again, Vicki Clayton silk. She does have a silk pack for this already, so that is what I have for that. I probably won't start this until closer to Christmas, though, closer to winter, in winter. So it's going to be calling me, but it is going to wait. And then the other huge new start that I'm going to be doing is Jeanette Douglas's Seasons by the Sea. And I'm going to start with winter, so that means I am going to start this fairly soon. So, Winter by the Sea, Summer by the Sea, Autumn by the Sea, and Spring by the Sea. And I do have the silk packs and thread packs and beads and charms for each one. I'm going to start with winter. I don't know which fabric yet. I have to decide that yet. I pulled out, this is a 32 count periwinkle. This is by Thread Pickers. I got on one of their sales. Or this is a fabric that I also just got at Acorns and Threads. This is Legacy Linen 37 count Cloudburst, so it's a gray. And I just have to see before I decide if the beads will work on the 37 count. They do look like, they actually look like size 15 seed beads if you're familiar with the count rather than just like, you know, Mill Hill, whatever. If you've done jewelry, you're familiar with the count. They look like 15, so they may work, but I need to do a few stitches on the 37 count to see if they will work before I decide. We also have the little needle minder for that. So that will be a new start. Of course, I don't know how far I'm going to get with any of this. These are some big ones, but I do want to get started on winter, and we'll just see how it goes. It's going to be another one that's probably going to get worked on as I feel like it. Okay, so I think that is it for plans. And of course, like I said, intermixed on all of this is my new designs. I totally took the Christmas holiday off and did no designing. I did have Midnight Clear to release, so that was good. But I'll be starting to get some designing done. Maybe today, definitely tomorrow. This video, I still have another section to do, and then it's all the editing and the uploading. So I don't know whether I'll actually sit down at my computer today or not. And then, like I said, I want to get some mailing done today too. So the first one I'm going to be working on is Sewing Box Sampler 2. That is the one that my friend Ann Stitchura actually owns. I bought one, she bought the other. She sent me a bunch of the pictures today that I can work from. So yeah, I will be starting to design on that, reproduce that. And that one will be a exact reproduction, except it's going to be two ideas, two versions. I'm going to do one is the exact reproduction, and this will all be the same chart. And then I'm going to give an option to make it a baby sampler, because that was actually Anne's original idea when she bought it. And I think it's the colors, the look of it totally lends itself to that. So I will make an option for that in the pattern. Anyways, time to take another pause here, put stuff away, probably have some lunch, and then I will be back to show you my haul. Stay tuned. All right, we are back for the last section. Last but not least is goodies, Stitchy kindness, haul, all the fun stuff. We're going to start off with Christmas cards. And we're going to start off with Michelle Gabriel, Maine Moose Mom Stitcher. So, of course, we have a moose on the card. And she included in here some 2020 charms, 2022 charms, and a little sleigh. Love it. I've got to get those out of there and remember to put them on projects, because that's a great idea. Next, I got a sweet little card from Tamara. And Tamara Bowen, she is this Nana Stitches. She sent me this pattern because it looks like our kitty Sasha, and it really does, especially this one down here. He always used to sit like that with his tail up in the air. So sweet. I don't know when I'll get around to stitching this. Probably won't stitch the background when I do. But boy, thank you, Tamara. That really does say Sasha, our kitty. Got a sweet card from Pam and Steph. This one comes from Allison Norris. She was one of my winners in the holiday gift extravaganza, and so she sent me a little thank you card and a thank you gift. Color Street Nails. It's been a while since I've done my nails. You guys have probably noticed that. Next, we have one from Laura Benham. Very cute. Oh, and it came, I think it came from, Laura sent me this. I would love to do all the Prairie Schoolers Santas. Just not enough hours in the day. Part of my Christmas, my determination to do Christmas. This one is from Carolyn. Nice old-fashioned Christmas card. I also have so much respect for those of you that manage to get Christmas cards out every year. I used to do it. I love the idea of doing it, but not enough hours in a day. This one is gorgeous. One is from Teal. Look how pretty that is. Aspirations for 2022, right? Do some Christmas cards. This one comes all the way from the UK. It is from Mel Patton. She was another winner in the holiday gift exchange, a little Christmas from Flamingo, and she included a skein of the Etoile, DMC Etoile, in color number 699. Very Christmassy. Then we have one from Kathleen Sullivan. This is a thank you card because she was another winner. And then last but not least, a gorgeous, gorgeous card from Sue Morelli. I'm kind of revisiting them because I haven't seen them since I opened them before we left for Seattle. Isn't that pretty? Thank you, Sue. All right, so that's the Christmas cards. Then Stitchy Kindness, and this is like, holy cow. So this is from Beth Liotta. Beth, excuse me, is a darling woman who joined in, excuse me, who joined us in the Crocetta a Go-Go Christmas Advent Sal. And she really wanted to give stitching on even weave a try. She jumped in with 2 feet, and she did give it a try. One of these has her first stitches in it. Oh, I thought I had it on top here. There it is. Her first stitches went in it. And I think she tried several other things, but she decided that stitching on even weave just isn't for her. And so there's a mixture of linens and Lugana in here. But you know, I think that's an important thing to do. You give it a try, just like anything, you give it a try. It might not be for you, but you don't know until you try. So she did, and she decided it wasn't for her. But she had all this linen, so she sent it to me. I have to put my glasses on. We have 2 half-yard cuts of 32 count platinum Lugana. We have a half-yard cut of 32 count beautiful beige from Witchelt. A fat quarter of 32 count gingerbread by Picture This Plus. This is gorgeous. Fat quarter of 28 count Vintage Country Mocha by Zweigert. And then 2 half-yard cuts of 32 count Dirty Linen by Zweigert. This is so much beautiful fabric, and you guys are going to get to enjoy this with me. So once things get a little bit calmer, once I get all of the holiday gift extravaganza packages mailed out, I will be dividing this up into smaller pieces to share with you. So Beth, thank you so much. I appreciate, the generosity here is amazing, and I am thrilled that you sent it to me, and I'm thrilled to be able to share it with all you guys out there. All right, so then we have, oh, I forgot to show you another new start. Now this is a knitting new start, and I'm looking down here because I need to show you a picture. This is a poncho that I am doing with Rose Heck. It was a New Year's, couple days after New Year's start. It is called the A Flutter Poncho. Isn't that gorgeous? So, I don't have very much to show you, but I did want to share it with you. There's my start. I have 5 rows done. Woohoo! So anyways, you will be seeing more of that as the year goes on, because I always stitch a little bit. I try to stitch a little bit every morning. Okay, haul. First virtual haul, I did get the Red Letter Day book by Kitten Stitcher. I have seen it hard copy in various places. I got it as a PDF from the Kitten Stitcher website. I also got Gathering the Greens by Stacy Nash. Brenda Sampler Stitcher had shown it on, she'd shown it on one of her recent videos with Laura, and then she also showed it when she did an Instagram post of some of her favorite Christmas stitches. And so I couldn't say no, so I got the PDF of Gathering the Greens by Stacy Nash from Stacy's Etsy shop, I believe. Okay, what else? Now remember, this is from the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe. I don't remember how long it's been since I talked to you last. And of course, a huge chunk of it is going to be from Acorns and Threads. But I did get a kit. This is by Laura Nelkin, called Third Winter. This was from her Etsy shop. It is a brioche band, using that. And then this is the rest of the hat. And Laura wrote me a note and said, "Yay for living in a knitting climate again." Oh yeah. I am totally happy that I can wear all my knit goods again. Not that I'm going out when it's 6 degrees outside, but the idea's there. All right. So I have already shown you the one fabric that I got from Kaniki's Prims and Whims. This is the dirty old 40 count linen. I have another thing from her. Oh, I have things all messed up in here. Here it is. I have more than just my Acorns and Threads haul in there, so we'll go through that in a minute. So this one is called Stormy Nights. It says it is painted and stained. Stormy Nights, this is a fat eighth, 40 count linen. Kaniki's Prims and Whims. This is so cool. I don't know how much the window here is, but very, very cool. So, like I said, I believe these are kind of one-off ones that she had laying around, you know, that she had in her stash, in her stock. And so I was happy to grab those. Very cool, very cool. I don't even remember where I got this. How sad is that? I got an email from some shop. I went and browsed a little bit, and this jumped out at me, and I had to get it. Bought these threads, 12 Days of Christmas, full coverage. It's a kit, all the threads. It has 14 count, but I probably won't use the 8. I'll probably use something else. Yeah, and I don't know whether I'll do it all together or do it separately. How cool is that? Again, I have no recollection of where I got that. I got my December set of, I'm not going to open this to take them all out, but my December set of the variegated flosses from Vicki Clayton. Again, these are the ones that have been, that are her conversion from overdyed cottons. She's continuing that. And she does have, I don't know whether I've mentioned this before, she does have on her website a link to something that is called Knowledge Base. And if you click on that, it opens up files where she's keeping track of everything she's dyeing and the conversion. She has 2 files, one that's a conversion from her silk to whatever the equivalent overdyed floss is, and then the other one is the conversion from the overdyed floss to her silks. So very, very handy information to have at your fingertips. All right, let me get this pile next. This is the goodies sent from Fat Quarter Shop. Some of which I'll be keeping, but most of which will be going to you at some point. So first up is a set of little sticky notes. These are Lori Holt's sticky notes. I'm actually going to keep these. I was watching Lori Holt's video yesterday of how she uses her planner. It actually made me think, why didn't I keep one of those planners? Because I'm going to try to do a planner this year. Actually, the other person who's at fault for this, well, 2 other people, definitely Carolyn. We've been talking a bit about how to use planners, what would work, what wouldn't work for me personally, how she uses hers. And then also Steph from Just Keep Stitching. She has started a new Instagram account called Sticker Steph, where she is showing her planner layouts. The sticker, you know, I think it's going to be all about the stickers. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. You know, because I don't have enough stuff filling my day, but that's the problem. I have so much filling my day. I need to stay on top of it. I need to do a better job of knowing what I'm going to do when. And especially with all the design ideas I have in my head, I'm losing some of them because I don't have a good way to keep track of them. So anyways, Lori Holt in her video talked about how she keeps her little sticky pads all over the house. And so when she has an idea, she has a sticky pad there that she can just note it down, and then she takes it to her planner and adds it to her planner. And I thought that's brilliant, because how many times have I had an idea, like when I'm just waking up in the morning, or I'm in the shower. I have my best ideas in the shower, or, you know, just all kinds of different times that I'm not near anything that I can take down a note. Having these scattered around would be helpful. So there's that. Here's a needle minder, Vintage Housewife. So that looks like a little apron. We have the next set of stitch cards. This is set K. We have the Autumn Spice Stitch Quarterly pattern. We have several, oh goodness, there's so many goodies here. Couple of quilt patterns, Alpine Blooms and Zurich. Farm Life cross stitch pattern. The flea market pattern. This is so pretty. Oh, to have limitless hours to stitch. And then Vintage Housewife to go with the Vintage Housewife needle minder. So I'll make this and the needle minder a set. And then the Denim Daisy project bag. And I'll have to admit that I think I'll probably keep this too, because it's so cute. So most of this will be going to some lucky winners at some point. I'm not going to do any more giveaways until I get everything mailed out that is waiting for me to mail out, because I'm still feeling overwhelmed from that. Okay, then we have what's in this goodie bag. Actually, let me do this first. So I got my next silver needle Circle of Friends kit, and this one I am actually going to sell because it's just not my style. So this is a Satsuma Street pattern. It is called a Merry Pair. Aren't they cute? She has directions for doing it on the paper, the perforated paper, but the kit actually comes with floss and linen, and the beads. The scissors are included. It also includes this thread holder, and it also includes the finishing items. I don't know at this point what this cost. I'll have to look that up. But if you are interested in purchasing this from me, please send me an email, jan@madforyarn.com. My email is down in the description box below if you would like that. Okay, now, and like I said, some of the things in here are other things I got. I just put them in here, but I went to Acorns and Threads and I got me a bag, and that bag has a bunch of stuff in it. It was so much fun. I'm going to share with you first something that didn't fit in the bag, and this is Carolyn's fault, as is a lot of the stuff that ended up in my bag, although not as much as she tried to get me to buy. So this is a wool mat. I don't even know what this says because Carolyn said I need one and I bought it and I didn't even look at it. Wool ironing mat, perfect for pressing and paper piercing, grips fabric, absorbs steam, retains heat. It's like pressing from both sides at the same time. 100% pure New Zealand wool. So I did use it this morning when I was pressing my finishes, Hoity Toity, Love and Joy, and This Is Home, before I showed them to you. And usually I do use Best Press on my pieces. I was afraid, like I said, with Hoity Toity, I feel like I need to wash it, but I'm not touching it with anything liquid until I know for sure it's not going to bleed. And the other ones too. The other ones are Vicky Clayton Silk, and you know, when you're not sure, you're not sure. I did not need the Best Press when I used this. I'm gonna totally sound like a commercial. So it says that it retains heat, and I think it's that fact that I was, you know, if I don't use some kind of like Best Press or something, I feel like the creases don't come out, especially holding it in my hand all the time. You know, there's always rolls and creases from where I'm holding the project in my hand. Using just this mat, those creases all came out. That has never happened before when I haven't used the Best Press. So yes, I am a commercial. I am promoting the wool ironing mat. Acorns and Threads has them. I don't know of any other store that has them, but I totally recommend, if you love to get your nice ironing without having to use any type of liquid spray on it, get a wool ironing mat. There, that's my commercial. Okay. I don't remember what all's in here, so I'm just going to go through and I'll mention if it didn't come from Acorns and Threads. I had a ball in their fabric section. I need more fabric like I need a hole in the head, but I can't resist fabric. I love fabric, especially stuff that I haven't seen before. So this is Seraphim Linen 40 count Dusty Road. This is a fat quarter, or I'm sorry, yeah, a fat quarter. It's just like a creamy, I'm afraid the light coming in from the window now is blowing it out a little bit. That's not bad. Creamy, dirty, creamy. Pretty. How's that for descriptive? Pretty, dirty, creamy. This one is amazing. This is a fat half. I couldn't resist not getting the whole thing. This is by a company called Mountain Air Linen. The colorway is Egyptian Sand. Now, I had never heard of Mountain Air Linen before. It is apparently a spin-off of, if you've heard of Bush Mountain Stitchery, they actually sold the stitching, the cross-stitch store part of it to their son, and I'm getting this information from Janine, and took up dyeing fabric. And this is one of theirs. And I really don't know if this is coming across at all as how scrumptious this is. That looks like it might be pretty close. I had to get all of it. Tin roof. Oh, and I was going to pull out my piece of tin roof, and I didn't. And I'm not going to go scrounge for it now. I got this piece of tin roof. This is a fat eighth because it's so green. Now, I have always understood tin roof to be a green, but the piece of tin roof that I've had before, I think it's a 36 count, this is a 40, is much more gray. And so I kind of got this as a comparison. This is what I think it's supposed to be. And then last but not least, she had some Lakeside Linen. This is Vintage Buttercream, 46 count, 18 by 29. So this is a fat quarter, fat half. I'm getting confused. Anyways, you know, it's a really pretty soft, creamy yellow. I don't have much Lakeside Linen, so when I see it, I get it. So that is my fabric enhancement from Acorns and Threads. I have another piece of fabric here. I told you that the, let's see, is it old linen that I got, Seraphim Fabrics from Hobby House Needleworks? This didn't come until I got back. Well, it was waiting for me when I got back. Oh, I need to tell you I'll show you that in a second, never mind. This, am I jumping all over the place? This is another Seraphim fabric. This is 36 count Winter Woolens linen. And this has very much a greenish, a very pale greenish. Even though it's Winter Woolens, I think spring when I see this color. It's a very springy, soft, pale green. So yeah, those are all some yummy fabrics that I got. The Hobby House order, I ordered it, I want to say a couple weeks before we left for Seattle. It took a while to get here. It was waiting for me when I got back. And the other thing I was going to tell you about is I got the kit from Acorns and Threads. I actually got this from the Facebook group Homespun Samplers that is running coordination with Acorns and Threads. So this is an exclusive kit by Beth Twist, Heartstring Samplery, called Winter Comes. And you could choose either the dark fabric or the lighter fabric. I chose the lighter fabric. So it comes with the fabric, the threads. It has the corner gauge thingy. This kit was sent from Portland, Acorns and Threads. It went to Rhode Island, Providence, Rhode Island, before coming back to Salt Lake City and finally being delivered here like maybe a day or two before I got home. It saw the world, or at least it saw the country. All right, let's see what else we got in here. This one is, well, these next two are totally Carolyn's fault. So I showed you before my new starts for 2022. I'm going to have a couple more new starts that I will be doing along with Carolyn. We don't have them planned out yet, but she's actually started this one, but I will start it. So there was an Erica Michaels trunk show at Acorns and Threads. So these next couple are from her. So anyways, I assume we won't pick this up again until December. So when Carolyn says it's time to start stitching on this, that's when I'll start stitching on it. Fall for Autumn. You will see this in my video that I did from Acorns and Threads that I'm putting at the end of this video. There's the, this design is done on both silk gauze and on, I think, 32 count in Erica Michaels Trunk Show. And I love seeing designs like that. There's a couple other ones around the shop like that. I love seeing how they look on the different sizes of fabrics, and especially whenever it's such a huge difference as going from silk gauze to 32 count. I just think it's so cool to see that. Anyways, Carolyn got this as well. She is going to be doing it on probably a 32 count. I am going to be doing it. I don't even know whether you can tell that there's silk gauze in this package. I will be doing it on 40 count silk gauze. So, Weaver's Shuttle, again by Beth Twist, Heartstring Samplery. I'll be doing this one down here. That one is not one that Carolyn and I will be doing together. These next ones are because I need more patterns for my sheep wall, and there is another sheep pattern that I ordered that will be coming to me as well. I don't remember the name of it, but it's another Plum Street sheep one, a Christmas Plum Street sheep one. I got the two new Brenda Gervais, the Bells of Christmas and the Snowball. I got another Stacy Nash. This is one of her new ones, First Snowfall. Rather appropriate for here, although we are well past the first snowfall. That happened in October. And I got the squirrel from Cottage Garden Samplings. Her last series, very cute. Everything were really cute, but I really love this one. And I also have ordered for the new Cottage Garden Sampling series Into the Forest. So they were sold out of the first one, the Fox, so I've ordered that one. They hadn't gotten the Swan yet, so I am down as an auto ship for the rest of the series because it just looks amazing. Not from Acorns and Threads, but from Fat Quarter Shop. The next and final for 2021 Fine Floss Club, the December Floss Club, and this is the, let's see, Spiced Cranberry. So NPI floss to add to my collection. All right, we're getting there. Don't want to see that receipt. Okay. This is another one that Carolyn and I will be doing as a stitch along at some point that we'll be starting this year with the Needle 2 by Leela's Studios. So I have looked at this on and off over the years since it has been produced. I finally pulled the trigger. Teresa Kogut, Newcastle Bouquet. I had gotten the silks for this from Mrs. Sadis, so now I have the pattern. Let's see. And then the last two are actually from, additionally from Hobby House Needlework. We've all been seeing these all over the place, the reindeer ones. So this one is Prancer, and then Dasher and Dancer. So gorgeous. Just absolutely beautiful designs. So those came when I ordered the fabric from them. All right. I think that's it. I am all talked out. I have the faintest idea how long this is going to be, but it's going to be a big one. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed our long visit today. Yeah. See you again in 2 weeks. Oh, wait, I didn't get the cards. See, I'm all out of whack. Hold, please. Alrighty, so as always, we are going to close with an angel card. And our angel card says, act life like your life is a blessing, and you'll start feeling like life is a blessing. Give thanks for your blessed life. That sounds like a great theme to start the new year with. Lord knows it was a rough 2021, and we're all a little bit hesitant going into 2022 to see what this year is going to deal us. I can't believe we lost Betty White at the very end of the year, right before she turned 100. That was just wrong. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I will get this edited. I don't even have any more words left except to say I love you. You guys take care of yourselves out there, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Okay, I am here at Acorns and Threads. And look, I have my glasses on and I'm glaring. Hold on a second. I just spent a boatload of money. Carolyn Zook, C Zook Sick, Zook is in C Zook Stitch is in line, ready to spend a boatload of money. We have not even taken the time to do any videos, so I wanted to do something real quick. I'm gonna flip you around and show you some of the goodies in the store. And yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful store. So hold on. So I'm just gonna kind of take you around, show you all the things, or at least some of the things. Beautiful, beautiful, of course, models. Carolyn told me that they actually recently were able to expand their space. I don't know how recently. So that is always good news to hear of a store expanding. Look at that little owl one back hiding in there. So pretty. You know, there's really something about seeing all the models done up. They have a nice selection of Hands Across the Sea here. Stacy Nash, and of course Beth Twist. Beth does live in the area. Oh, I was going to get this one and I forgot. Next time. I'll try to remember if there's any models that I got the pattern for. I'll try to remember to point those out to you. But of course you will be seeing what I got on a video. Oh, I'm gonna come down here and show you that gorgeous Nora Corbett one. They have a lot of threads here of all the different manufacturers, so if you're ever looking for a thread, I highly recommend you get in touch with Acorns and Threads to see if they have what you need. Of course, the samples are all up high. These are all Beth Twist in here. They do framing here and soft finishing as well. So I will be sending things over here to be finished as well. Look at that. I did get on the auto ship for the new Cottage Garden Samplings series. So gorgeous. Now some of these are labeled and some of them aren't. So if you see anything that strikes your fancy, you can call here and they can help you with it.
I know, it's pretty.
I did order that one. That is Ink Circle's Quaker Floral Puzzle. Isn't that awesome?
Thank you.
Lots of plum streets back in here. More ink circles, more Keslin designs. That heart's gorgeous. Love that acorn one in the corner. All the hands-on designs ones. I think I have all of these beach series ones meant to be done for the Hawaiian house or our Hawaii place, and of course that didn't happen. More Beth Twist. Look at that one, isn't that gorgeous?
Really?
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. That's pretty. Look at that, isn't that a striking piece? That's a Keslin's design one as well.
Next one. Oh, I was watching Instagram this morning. Yeah. Away from the dining room table because there's a couple people. There's at least 2 people that have more.
I love when they have the same design in different sizes. I don't know, something about it just tickles me. I love to see the comparison. I don't know what the sizes of these are, but I love them.
They were much better when I had tried to do this.
Lots of finished hand-on designs here. Their soft finisher does an amazing job.
She's gone from being very sad to just be very, and she usually lives in the closet. So, but I got her from Lisa. So now she's just.
Look how pretty that is.
Her name is Ward, and so I was going to change her out in the living room. She's a counselor.
They have a whole spinning rack here of Plum Street. And they have an Erica Michaels trunk show here. So many gorgeous pieces. Here's the Bristol berries. This is another one that's done in 2 different sizes, samples in 2 different sizes. I got the chart and I got the silk gauze for the smaller one. So pretty. Carolyn is working on this one, so I got a copy of the chart too, so I can do it too. There are several we are going to be working on together this year. painted Hogwarts Run Hollow. More of Beth Twists. These long ones are so pretty. Swing back here. I always love these Mill Hill bird ones. They're so pretty, so vibrant.
We started at this huge high price down to $46 or something now. So I'm pretty happy about that.
I mean, really, just like any store, it's just so much to look at. Look how gorgeous that piece is. That's a Rosewood Manor. I can't read what the title is.
Can I give you a ride?
Yes, absolutely. I just told her I was getting in early.
Really early, and
I figured I'd just do her to the shop or whatever.
well, that's what I was gonna do till
That's pretty.
car prices came down. You know, I just stock it and then cancel one and get a new one. But I want, I think I'm not gonna be able to squeeze this in, but I've only been down there in the summer, and I wanna go to the botanical garden, which is like the
Jen Hicks of Jen Hicks Creates.
Carolyn Zook of Zook Stitch.
Look what Jan made me do.
Oh no, okay, so what is this?
This is a wool mat that you use for ironing when you're finishing your pieces.
Okay, so I've seen these. I saw that over there. Tell me why this makes a difference.
Because wool is good to iron on.
And why?
Because Janine said so. So I said, okay.
Because I've seen like mats, wool mats you can
Yeah.
put on an ironing board.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
I think it has
why?
something to do with it doesn't crush the stitches because it's a little bit
Oh, it's a little
pliable.
bouncy.
So you could also use like a old towel or something.
Okay.
But the pressure, like, you know, if you use an ironing board, it has that really, so there's no
Yeah.
give.
You don't
This gives
smush
you-
your stitches.
Yeah.
No smush stitches.
No
It's a
smush
good
stitches.
thing. Okay.
Stitches.
Shush. How much have you had to drink? We are high on cross stitch. She has no comment to that. She's like, I don't know what to say to you, woman. Look how pretty that is. So many gorgeous designs. What is this that thou hast done? And you know, I swear I look at these and think, I've never seen that one before. Oh, there's that same one that they did the
So pretty.
finishing for over there.
Yeah, so pretty. Look at that frame.
Look at that frame. That's crazy. I can't even tell what it is. Is it flowers?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. That's pretty. So Carolyn,
Yes, ma'am.
did you just buy out the whole store today?
I did. I had a last minute purchase that you don't even know about
Oh,
by Barbara Anna. All creatures great and small.
that's a big one. Wait, let's come down. Nice.
Yeah,
That is perfect to go with that one.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And you're like getting into samplers now too. You weren't into samplers before, were you?
No, I wasn't. This one is 317 by 248. On 40.
That's pretty big. That's all right. Let's look at this one. Look how cool that mat is. I'm going to send over a couple things to be finished this way. I love that. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful store. We're going to go look through our goodies.
Yes.
I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.